Good afternoon. Here is the national news from BGI TV, Babagide Imo TV. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the national news. Obasanjo laments worsening roads. Fulani group laments insecurity, condemns killing of members in Edo. On the news, bandit block Kaduna Zaria Road, kidnap several commuters. Unidentified young lady jumps into Osun River. And on sport, developed flamingos. Most Falcon players should have left the scene. Now the news in detail. A former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, on Thursday lamented the worsening condition of roads in the country, saying it was an impediment to movement of citizens and a restriction to economic activities. Obasanjo, who said he spent many torturous hours on the road to get to Ado-Ekiti, the Ekiti state capital, on Thursday in view of the deplorable road conditions, said the roads are bad. We started asking for the best route to take to get to Ado-Ekiti. It was tough before we could get there. The former president spoke during the convocation lecture of Afe Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti, with the title, "The Place of Education in a Crisis Right in Nigeria," delivered by lawyer Mike Ozekume as part of activities for the institution's 10th convocation ceremony. Obasanjo, who explained his lateness to the convocation lecture, said, "Kindly accept my apologies for coming late to this ceremony. I thought if I left Abeokuta at 4:30 a.m. that I would get to Abuad at 10 a.m. But when we got to the middle of the journey, the conditions of our roads were bad." Ozekume, who corroborated the former president's claim, said it took him about 8 hours to get to Ado-Ekiti from Abeokuta on Wednesday in view of the deplorable conditions of the roads. The human rights lawyer, while delivering the lecture, described the menaces of Sojourn School abduction, banditry, and endless borrowing as evils presently killing Nigeria's education system and pretended both sides of a failed state. Moving to the next story in Edo State. A Fulani group in Edo State has condemned the killing of its members in the state. It therefore urged the governor or Godwin Obaseki and security agencies to end the killing in some parts of the state. Secretary General of the group, Idris Adamu Said, who spoke at a media briefing in Abuja yesterday, alleged that the Fulani living in Edo State were being molested, maltreated and intimidated, and in some areas have their cows killed. The group also alleged that a petition to the governor by their community head, Alhaji Sani Ibrahim, indicated that they were being intimidated and killed by hunters and vigilantes in the state. It therefore ordered the state governor to intervene to bring peace among them. From that state, we'll go to banditry. Suspected bandits on Thursday blocked the Kaduna Zaria Road and kidnapped several passengers. Onyema Onwachukwu, Brigadier General, Director of Army Public Relations, in a statement on Thursday, said the incident occurred around Foundation General area within Brini Yero ward. They opened fire on commuters, during which they abducted and fled with unconfirmed numbers of commuters, he said. He said troops pursued the criminals, compelling them to abandon 5 earlier abducted commuters. He said the commuters were subsequently rescued by troops, while the highway was immediately cleared for free flow of vehicular traffic. Sadly, one of the commuters sustained a gunshot injury and was evacuated immediately for medical attention. Expressing the Chief of Army Staff Corps, Lieutenant General Farouk Yaya's appreciation, he commended the troops for their gallantry and urged them not to relent until terrorism and other criminalities are brought to an end in the region. According to him, the General Officer Commanding 1 Division A and a Major General Taurid Lagbaja has also urged all law-abiding citizens to continue to support the troops and other security agencies with credible and actionable information that will assist in the fight against criminal elements in the country. From that story, we'll go to Osun State. A yet-to-be-identified woman committed suicide by jumping from the Bodufon Bridge into the Osun River on Thursday in Osogbo. According to eyewitness account, the woman jumped into the river after receiving a phone call about 4 p.m. According to them, the woman had alighted from a motorcycle on getting to the bridge along the Bogon-Osogbo Road. An eyewitness, Tosin Olaleye, told Daily Post that the woman was having a conversation with someone on the phone when she got to the bridge. We saw her talking on the phone, and when she alighted, she dropped the phone into her purse. We were all shocked. Before anybody could do anything, she was already in the river, and we did not see any trace of her again. She disclosed that after passerby raised the alarm, she said other witnesses to the incident quickly contacted the Federal Fire Service, and they arrived at the scene within minutes, but there was little they could do as several minutes of rescue efforts proved abortive. And to the last story coming from sports. Experienced female national team coach Mansour Abdullah has made his opinion known about the talent found in the current under-17 Nigerian female national team, the Flamingos. Mansour, who stressed on development of the young stars flying the flags of the country in India, also is on the opinion that some Super Falcons players should have left the scene for the younger generation. Ahead of the game with the United States of America, Mansour said, "Develop and see some players who will graduate to the next stage. You will agree with me that some of the Super Falcons players are supposed to have left the scene. It's because the coaches don't want to take risks. The set of Olowokere is expected to graduate to the next under-20. The job will be easier for whoever will be the coach." Nigeria will face the United States of America on Friday today at noon for finishing second in their group behind Germany. Nigeria, having finished with 6 points and plus 6 goals advantage, the team stand a chance against the Americans. The Flamingos scored 7 goals and conceded only 2 so far in the ongoing competition in India. That ends the national news this hour from BGI TV. Before we go, some major headlines. Obasanjo laments worsening roads in the country. We also brought to you Fulani Group laments insecurity, condemned killings of members in Edo. Also, bandit block Kaduna Zaria Road kidnapped several commuters. And lastly, on sports, developed Flamingos. Most Super Falcons players should have left the scene, claims an experienced coach. For more updates on YouTube, our handle is Bagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22. For advert placement of goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placements only. I am Moriwe Rabila Lawa. Jummat Mufida to all Muslim faithfuls all around the world. Good afternoon.